All right, let's go. Good night, everyone. If you all can hear me loud and clear, just type some ones to me in the chat box and let's rock and roll. Hopefully, it's not sticking or anything. It's good, right? All right, awesome. Cool. All right, guys. So hope you're all ready. Hope you're all ready to rock and roll. You're all ready to take some notes. Hopefully, the rest of them will hop on little by little. I'm seeing everybody getting on. So tonight's topics are going to be, this is day 5 of our bootcamp. Guys, we've reached a long way. For all of you that are committed and you've been consistent, I want to say congratulations to you guys for taking the time, for taking the energy and the effort to be on here. As we always say, leaders are the ones who create success. Leaders are the ones that make the sacrifices. Very, very important, right? Like this evening, I was feeling very tired again and I felt like I just needed to take a rest and I just couldn't because one call after the next, presentation after the next. I had a launch at 7, I had a call at 8, and then immediately after this now, and that's how it goes, right? One after the next, right? So you want to level up. It's very, very important that you make a decision for yourself and you make a commitment, right? You make a commitment. Commitment is very, very, very important. You know, like how we are committed to all the other things that we like and we enjoy doing. You have to commit to this business like that as well. Now, I know everybody has things to do in their daily life and stuff like that. But you all told me you all are going to commit to the interviews and stuff. What's going on? I have 4 spaces left on the interviews and you all haven't committed. What's going on? I'm still waiting for 4 people to commit to those 4 dates that are available and to give me the 4 times that they are ready to be interviewed on. What's going on, guys? You all sticking on me? You all bail out on me now and left me all alone now, right? Now that I'm in the waters. I think, how many of you all looked at the interview today or looked at the recording and think that it was absolutely phenomenal? Not just on my part, but I mean generally what was done. That wasn't planned, it wasn't orchestrated. Trust me when I tell you that. Right? That is why we got a lot of hiccups. But nevertheless, allowing the energy to flow, allowing that universal connection to take control there. It was pretty phenomenal, right? Yeah, so a couple of you would have watched it. A couple of you watched it. Was getting in trouble to viewers using it, right? There's a recording, so you can go back and look at it, right? I'll actually download it, edit and put on my my YouTube channel and put it on my IGTV and stuff, I think as well, right? So that people can have access to it, that people can get access to it, right, guys? So very quickly, I'm not going to talk about leadership. I'm going to leave that for the boss himself, right? Dr. Luke Quamina, right? A very dear friend of mine, a brother. You all know that. You all accustomed to that. Accustomed to hearing me talk about him and edify him always. A phenomenal leader. So as we just start up here quickly, he'll be taking over shortly. He said he had a call, right? And stuff like that. I just want to take you all through personality colors very, very quickly, right? And then by the time that he will take over and he will be covering the 5 levels of leadership. And I told you all guys, it's phenomenal because you think about this, right? You're getting to learn about the 5 levels of leadership from a John C. Maxwell leadership coach. And I was really hoping for that. I'm truly grateful, you know, that he's taking the time to do this as well, because he's a really busy individual, right? But it's a blessing to have him come here to actually teach this to you guys. Nevertheless, just quickly, I always tell you guys, it's very, very important to take notes. It's very important to write, right? It is a proven fact that you only retain 5% of the information you hear today if you don't write it down. So you want to make sure you take notes. You want to make sure that you write it down, whatever you learn today, right? Whatever you hear. I'm prepared with my pen as well, and I'm going to take notes when Dr. Luke starts to talk, right? Now, apart from that, number 2, the second thing, what do I normally tell you? Whatever you learn here, you want to teach, right? That is very, very important because teaching leads to duplication. Duplication leads to momentum, and momentum leads to passive residual income, right? Very important, my mantra, right? So number 1 point today in today's training, very important. And I've said this before many times, right? It's not about what we can do, but it's about what we can effectively teach to others. Very important point, right? It's not about what we can do, but it's about what we can effectively teach to others. Now, you can teach something to somebody and then effectively teaching it is something totally different, right? When you share knowledge with somebody, does it really resonate with them? Are they able to connect with that, right? Are they able to receive it properly? Now, you might not be able to determine how receptive they are to the information. To an extent, you will have some sort of influence, right? But at the same time, it's up to them based on their awareness and all of these things. They will receive it on a certain level. But here's what. There's something called being a good teacher. There's something called being an effective teacher. Normally, if you want to send your child to learn an institution, right? Normally, we always say that all schools are the same. That's not the truth, right? Because different environments it helps to develop people in various ways, right? So when you want to send your child, wouldn't you prefer if you can send your child to a top institution to learn from a top leader or something of the sort? Yeah. In this organization, in this company, you have access to the best of the best in the world. I always tell you to follow these guys, right? Listen to them, Alex Morton, Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, right? Gary McSween, Dr. Luke Quamina, right? I tell you, I listen to them all the time. You need to listen to them as well. Austin Godsey. You want to follow them and take in the information. They are not just teachers, but they are effective teachers. When they carry the information, why is it effective? There's a reason for it, right? You'll have to take this into consideration. What makes it effective? They live what they teach. It is not just that they are teaching it from a theoretical perspective. They are actually teaching it because they live it, right? Yeah, they practice it every single day. They eat, walk, talk, breathe, and they live this information, guys, right? Same thing, when I bring this information to you all, even though all of you are not in my direct team, right? Nevertheless, when I bring the information to you, I'm bringing the same value that I'm bringing to the entire organization. Why? Because this is something I live every day, and there's no two ways about it, right? Why is it effective? Because I practice it and it has brought results. Why is it effective? Because I've learned it from my mentors. They would have done it and it brought them results. The principles always remain the same, right? You take the information and you have to take action on it, right? But as a leader, you must be the one setting the example. That's the point I'm coming to. You must be the one setting the example. You don't wait for somebody in your team, right, to take action. You don't wait for them to go and sign up people. You don't wait for them to present. You don't wait for them to launch. You don't wait for them to do anything. You as a leader must take initiative and set the example. Leaders create success, right? You want to be the one that sets the example. You must have, right, the craziest, the most insane work ethic out of everybody in your group. You must be the hardest worker. Don't wait for somebody else to do it, right? Set the example, right? It is said that people follow someone who has a vision, right? If you have that vision, you know the direction that you are heading in, you know the action that is required to achieve that, and you are taking the action, don't you think the people in your team will follow? Don't you think that the people in your team will start duplicating? You want duplication to happen? How does it happen? Teaching leads to duplication. Duplication leads to momentum, and momentum leads to passive residual income. It starts with teaching, but before even teaching, how do you become an effective teacher? You have to become an effective listener, right? You have to listen. Listen leads to learning. Learning leads to growth. When you listen, you learn, and you grow, then you will be able to effectively teach. I learn every single day. I program my mind every single day. I study top leaders every single day, right? So it's not about what we can do. It's about what we can effectively teach to others that will make the difference, right? So the difference between leaders and everyone else is one thing. Well, from this perspective here, the difference between leaders and everyone else is the action taken. Everybody can talk about it, right? Everybody can dream about it, right? Everybody can want all the luxuries and all the nice things in the world. But until you take action, right, and you lead through action, you are not a true leader, right? You have to, they say, practice what you preach, right? And Matt Rose always says, walk it like you talk it. You have to walk it like you talk it. You start doing it and you do it enough times, you'll become very good at it, right? If you do one thing enough times, right, and you do it consistently on a consistent basis, right, you'll become so good at that that everybody else will want to know how to do that as well. Everybody will want to follow you because you are that good at what you do. You don't have to master everything. Warren Buffett says that he didn't become the richest man in the world by knowing every stock, by buying every stock, right? By owning every business, or knowing every aspect of the business industry, right? Simply, he knows a lot about a few things, and that is what has made him super successful. Yeah. So find what is your gift, what is your calling. I have told you all how to discover this and all of that, right? Find what you are truly good at, right? Maximize on your strengths, right? Instead of focusing on perfecting your weaknesses. Many of us spend so much time trying to perfect our weaknesses that we never maximize and double down on what we are actually good at, guys. You're good at speaking, speak more. Become a better speaker. Just keep at it. Just keep at it. Just do it over and over and over and over. You can become a multi-millionaire by mastering that craft, right? By honing that skill, right? You can learn and develop the other areas, but don't try to perfect your weaknesses when you have strengths that can take you to higher levels of success, right? In life. So very quickly, I want to give you the different personality types. I'll just run through it very quickly and briefly, and the colors so that you can understand this. This is very crucial, guys. This helped me a lot in understanding people and my team and knowing that different people, you have to help them level up differently. You have to coach them differently based on what personality type and color they are, right? So here now, we have the different colors, right? So the first color is red. I normally say that I have a lot of red inside of me, right? So you will know when you hear the description of the colors, you will actually know which ones you are, right? So a red is people, reds are people who have high tonality and energy, right? Very spontaneous and quick decision makers, extremely charming and charismatic, right? So I want you to think about that. So those are reds, people who have high tonality and energy, right? They're always ready to execute, they're running, they're on the move all the time, quick decision makers, they are quick thinkers, right? Their brain moves faster than their hand. I normally tell people that geniuses, their brain moves faster than their hand, right? They can't write as fast as they think, right? If you see me sitting on this chair, whole time I'll be training you and I can't stop moving on this chair. Why? Because I have so much energy bursting inside of me and bubbling inside of me, right? Now, the truth is, it doesn't mean if you're not a red, you're not also absolutely awesome and amazing. It doesn't mean that, right? It's just that different people have different tonalities, different energies, and these different things, right? So reds have high energy, right? Right? So Nigel said, my wife and I studied the DISC, right? Personality profile system. Powerful stuff, right? Yellow. Yellow is somebody that needs structure and organization. They don't deal with chaos. They don't like chaos at all, right? They will get flustered when there's chaos. Big on systems and planning, right? So they have to plan, they have to structure everything strategically. But in leadership, guys, this is something you learn over time, right? I have to put a lot of plans in place. I have to put your plans may not be executed accordingly, right? Yep. Your plans may not be executed accordingly, but you have to have a plan in place. You have to have a goal. You have to have a destination in mind and have a plan of action and take action on that, right? You may not achieve that specific goal, or you may, right? But you have to have a plan in place before you build a foundation, before you build a house, right? Right? My dad and they build houses, and when I heard Gary, it resonated, right? I like that one, Jace. Thanks. Yeah, definitely strong right now. Yeah. So my dad, he builds houses, and I know because I've worked with him for a while as well too. I was there for a couple of months. I've done construction as well, just for doing its sake. And at one point in time, right? You know, you have to do everything in life, guys. You can't see anything as small or anything as big, right? And doing that, you would have a blueprint. You have a plan. You can't just build a house without having a plan, right? Thanks, Nigel. So you can't build a house, you can't build a foundation. Forget the house. Let's study the foundation, right? You can't build a foundation without a plan. And you want a strong structure in your organization. You want a strong foundation, right? So the yellows are people that are like that. Now, when you combine all of the colors, you get people of all of the colors combined together, right? That builds a very, very strong organization. Now, when you can understand what people strengths are, you will understand how to work with them and to give them tasks revolving around that particular area, because those would be their strengths and all of these different things, right? So they are big on systems, yellow. You can count on yellows to complete tasks that are delegated, you see, right? Amazing, amazing leaders, right? Very structured, proper planning, all of that. They know how to build organizations. So that's like a yellow for you, right? Who's a yellow? Who's a yellow? Type it in chat. Let me know who thinks they are yellow. Then we have the greens, right? The greens. Greens is good for the brain, right? Right? Greens is good for the brain. So green, you have to have skill to close a green in business, in network marketing especially, right? Yes, Nigel, I agree with that totally, right? You are definitely, you have a lot of yellow in you. Very organized, right? So you have to have skill to close a green. Why? They are problem solvers, right? likes to solve puzzles and stuff. They are very analytical, right? And calculate almost everything. These are the people that I would like to possibly say are the ones that come into the business normally, the ones that you call skeptical. Skeptical has not been a bad thing, you know, because the ones that are most skeptical, they are the ones that want solid information. When they have solid ground, they have solid information, they will take that and they will run with it, right? Being skeptical and somebody who's been miserable is two different things, right? So normally we tend to mix it up. Skeptical just needs that they simply need more information because they're very analytical. They like to analyze everything, right? They research and take very careful decisions, right? Right? Amazing customers, and once they get results, they will build. So normally I identify certain people in my team, and when I see being a leader, you will be able to know these things. After I started to see understand this, I started to see people differently and realize, okay, these are your strengths. This is what I can help you grow on. I wouldn't force anybody to be a networker, right? I wouldn't force anybody to be a trader. I normally ask people what they want to do, and I will help them develop. But then as a leader, if they take me as a mentor or coach, I will tell them what I see in them as well. And sometimes, yeah, some people came into trade, and when I saw, I said, bro, when I look at you, I see certain qualities in you. And this tells me that you would be very good at networking. And many of them took it and run with it. I have many examples in my team. Some of them were cut out to be better traders, right? Right? So a couple of individuals, well, I've had this conversation with even in the WTIFX Empire, not just in my team, right? And they realized, some of them realized they were better traders because they were more analytical, they could teach better, all of these different things, right? So everybody has their own types of qualities and their own strengths to build upon, right? So the greens, though, here's one. These are the people that tell you, when I come into your business, when I come into this business, I need to know everything, and then I will build. Once they get in results, right? Once they are getting results, they will build the business, they will build the organization. But the thing is, here's what. I learned one thing from Richard Branson, and that is, look at it from, he was speaking at it from a job perspective, right? But at an organizational level perspective, but speaking about it from a business level, same thing, same concept. There he spoke about employees. Here I'm speaking about customers, and I'm speaking about business owners and builders in your business, right? He says you take care of your employees, they take care of your business. Here we say you take care of your leaders, you develop your leaders, and your leaders will build the organization. But along with taking care of the leaders, you also have to take care of the customers in your organization, the traders as well, right? You want to make sure they receive value, and you have systems in place to take care of them, right? Very important. So blues now, right? Who are the blues? These are people, very simple. They're extremely empathetic, right? Compassionate and cooperative. So the truth is, guys, here, right? We all have a little bit of each color, right? But normally we have two colors very strong, right? Two colors, right? We resonate strongly with two colors. So you choose and you decide which two colors you are. It is said out of all of them here that blue and red are most compatible, right? When coming to that, I don't know if Dr. Luke can add on that, right? So blue and red, right? Most compatible individuals. That's what they said here, right? So if you're a blue, you find a red, right? What happens is that you'll be very, very compatible, right? And we don't need to check no books and stuff. That's why, yes, then definitely, that's why we are friends, right? Blue and reds, most compatible. So guys, these are the personality colors, and I'm sure our good friend there, Nigel, being a very strong yellow, he would have taken on all these notes for you all, as he normally does, to share this information with you, right? I don't want to take away much time again. I'm not sure if Dr. Luke hopped on. Yes. Yes. Ooh, Dr. Luke is already on the call, right? So I'm just going to make him co-host quickly. This guy, this individual guy is absolutely phenomenal leader. I don't even need to say anything. Words can't even describe this man. Literally, I hype him up so much and I edify this individual so much. It's not because I want to mama guy him or anything, right? It's not because I want to mama guy him, but here's what. You all know last time the topic was Raj and I spoke about the power of edification and edifying leaders. It's very important. But when I speak from my heart about this individual, trust me, that comes from my heart, right? It comes from my heart deeply, right? This individual, I connect and I resonate with him. I gave you all his story, how we connected and stuff. I really, really resonate with him on a whole different level. That's why it's hard to get in touch with him. He's a very, very busy individual. But nevertheless, when I do, he always brings value. He played an integral part in me going to Platinum 1000 by giving me some foundational information on leadership and building the business, which I would have mentioned to you all. And also, he gave me information recently on how to now go Platinum 2000. I'm very certain with that information I received that I am going to smash it. This individual, guys, has taught me about helping people. And that's why today on this call, I'm super grateful. That's why today I'm on this call and I'm serving not just my team, but I'm serving all the leaders in the WTIFX Empire right now because of this individual and what he's taught me, that you don't have to just teach people in your team. You serve everybody, right? You serve. That's why my motto is love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never, right? He says, serve everyone, right? Even if they are cross-line. He says that he was being mentored by Mr. David Emonite, even though at one point in time, David was not his upline. He learned it from him, and then he passed that same thing on to me. And because of that, now I'm doing more service. And trust me, guys, when you do that, the way the laws of the universe are set up, you all know these things. I've taught this already, right? Whatever you give, it will automatically be returned. So it's not about us wanting something, but as the laws of the universe, you can't change it. It may not come from the same place, but it will come back from somewhere else, right? We understand these concepts, and that's why at the end of the day, we always serve, 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 because when we serve, service to many leads to greatness, right? So at this point in time, I'm not sure if he is there. I know he's on the call. Bro, I made you co-host. I just want to introduce you, none other than Chairman 25, John C. Maxwell, leadership coach, one of my personal mentors, top leader in this organization, right? And in the industry as well. Pastor as well, right? Phenomenal spiritual leader, none other than Dr. Luke Quamina. Bro, you there? Yes? No? All I have edification and you know, Nicole? Dr. Luke, are you there? You should be able to unmute yourself. I'm not sure if he stepped away for a minute. Wait, I speak my heart all day now. All right, good. Yeah, he's here. I made him co-host, but I guess he's busy. Just now. He was on a call. He had a call to do. And he told me to come on after. Let me see. Definitely. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't mamagism, right? It was real. But I like to say it to people, you know, I mean, I like to be real, to be straightforward, let people know how you feel about them. Celebrate others, you edify others, and you will be edified, and you will be celebrating as well, right? I just sent him a message there, right? Because I saw him on 9:28. He said he did say he would be on by 9:30. Yeah, definitely. It's very, very important, right? So let's just give him a minute or two to just hop on there. So while we're on the topic of edification, of leadership, of the personality color, so let me just share a little bit of my experience when it comes to, as I was saying, with the personality colors, right? So when I was building the business, as you all knew, my network fell apart many times, right? And the reason being is that I didn't understand the power of structure, which I told you all before. And also, I didn't understand some of these concepts, right? And that's why I started learning and growing. And it's very important. Every single day in your routine, you must have reading, right? So book, you must have audio, and you must have video, whether it's 2 minutes long, whether it's 5 minutes long, whether it's 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. It is very, very crucial and very important, right? Why do I study the leaders, right? Because they are very good at leadership. You want to become a better leader, right? Learn from those who have massive results. Why? Because as I said before, they are living it. They are living proof that this works, right? And every single day they practice it. Every single day they live this and they do it. So, for example, when David Emonite speaks, when Gary McSween speaks, Dr. Luke Quamina, I sit down with an open mind, with open ears, and I just listen. I just absorb, I let it resonate, and I take a pen, like I have my pen already here, right? I take my pen and I start taking notes. If I hear something over and over and over, I will write it over and over and over. Why? Because that is absolutely essential and important. The more that you hear it, hearing it is fine, right? But when you write it, it solidifies that which you just heard. So the more that you write it, right? You remember in school, right? Somebody was asking me this a couple of days ago. When you're in school, right? And you get penance, a teacher gives penance to you and tells you, write down, I will not lie, I will not hit my friend or whatever the case may be. I never used to get a penance. I just saying, whatever the case may be, right? They tell you, write that, I will do my homework, right? And they tell you, write it over and over and over. I think that they don't even understand it, but at a psychological level, you are programming your mind. The more that you write it 100,000 times, whatever the case may be, it actually 500 penance. Yeah, Dennis, who give you that, Raj? So what that does is that it helps program your mind. So you do it over and over and over. You listen to it, you write it down. The more that you write, repetitious, right? Information, right? The more that you write it, the more that you hear it, is the more that it will resonate with you. That information will be to the top of your head, right? Most of this stuff here that I've taught you guys, right? You all know this, and many times I don't even need to look at the notes. It comes straight from here. Why? Because it's something that I learn on a continuous basis. It's something that I practice on a continuous basis. I use the information over and over and over, right? So receiving the information, fine, but it's very, very important that you also take the information and you apply, because somebody could be the best teacher in the world. Somebody could be a very, very effective teacher, but the truth is, here's what. If it is you as a student, to be a good leader, to be a good teacher, you firstly have to be a good student. I told that to you just now, right? If you're not a good student, you have to make yourself ready to receive the information. I said before that a mentor doesn't come to you until you are ready. When you are ready, the universe will send that mentor to you. You want to attract leaders in your business? Become the leader that you wish to attract, and all of these different things, right? I don't have a link. Did Nigel? I saw you message me. Yeah, I don't have a link to it. No, I don't have a link. But what I'll do is everything is recorded here, so you all will get access to this, right? You get access to the YouTube video. I have to send today's yesterday's recording as well to you guys in the group, right? I have that one as well for you, so you get it back from here, right? So as I'm saying, coming back to mentorship, receiving the mentorship, right? Remember a couple of days ago when I spoke about instruction and receiving instructions from a mentor. When instructions come to us, what do we do with it, right? Take Dr. Luke Quamina, for example, right? When he had given me instructions to secure Platinum 600, that's when I went back to being on a rank there. He gave me instructions at the beginning of this year when COVID had started and all of that, to actually go back P6, to secure the P6 and then smash Platinum 1000. It is said that a strong Platinum 1000 is simply, a Platinum 1000 is simply a strong P600. Some people hit the rank and some people smash the rank. There's a big difference with that, right? You can hit the rank and then within a couple of days you lose the rank. Or you can smash the rank, and that's where there's overflow, right? But that starts with personal momentum, right? Personal momentum precedes group momentum. You as a leader, as an individual that wants to achieve Platinum 1000, and you want to level up, Platinum 1000 is the first level of leadership in order to become a chairman. You want to become a chairman, you have to go Platinum 1000, right? You have to go Platinum 1000. You want to go Platinum 1000, have you sponsored personally 12 to 15 personal customers in 1 month? That's the question. If you haven't done it yet, when Dr. Luke Quamina told me this, I went out and I got it done. Right? I didn't do that first. It took some time for that to stick into my head and for me to really see this and understand it properly, right? Because being new to the industry and whatever, right? I was exposed in the industry before, but I didn't really receive a lot of mentorship or coaching or whatever. But receiving it now, when I took this and started to run with it, I realized that when leaders talk, right? When mentors, as a matter of fact, speak, the ones who have the results, they know what they are talking about, right? It's just like long ago, at some point in time, and I'm sure you all can agree with me on this. When our parents would speak to us and tell us certain things, right? They would say, don't do this or whatever the case may be, right? Some of this stuff, I'm not talking about financial advice, right? But because most of us will not get the right financial advice, right? But what I'm saying is in life generally, right? It had many times that I didn't listen to my parents and what they said, and I thought I knew better because I was like, oh, I'm living in the modern world and I know better and I'm learning better, and you all have an old philosophy, right? That was a long time back, right? You all have old age philosophy, right? And I have a modern philosophy. How many of you thought like that before? And the truth is, do you know that the things that they told me, what happened? I think he had to join from a different device. What happened is that when I realized the things that they told me, those things actually, right, were true. Those things turned out to be a reality. But guys, when they said it initially to me, I didn't listen when they said it initially, right? But later on, I realized the value that I had. Why? Because they had the experience. When mentors speak to us, they speak from a place of not just theory, but they speak from a place of experience. You go to a school, you learn it from a professor that does not live what they are teaching. They do not have a business, but they will want to teach you business. Here you get mentorship in this industry of network marketing. You get to learn from real people with real results. Let me see if my bro's on here. Dr. Luke Quamina, you're on now. I'm your co-host.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro. So I gave a long, big edification just now. And I was like, oh, God, I really poured my heart. And then I asked for you. And then you wasn't there. And I was sad after that. But nevertheless, I know it was well received. I'm sure the universe received it. Nevertheless, guys, I'm not going to take much of your time away. When my mentor is on a call, I sit back and I'm ready to listen and I'm ready to take notes. Get yourself ready, get yourself prepared. If you don't know, you don't know, right? If you don't know who this individual is, trust me, you don't know, right? Phenomenal leader, Chairman 25, John C. Maxwell, leadership coach, going to bring a lot of value, a lot of heat to you guys. Every time he speaks, he not just touches and impacts your mind, but he touches and impacts your heart, guys. So I want you all to listen very attentively and make sure you take a ton of notes, because after this guy talks to you, you're going to go chairman. Trust me when I say that. So to none other than a dear brother, dear friend, one of my personal mentors, I told Dr. Luke Quamina, I've been real honest, I tell all you guys, right? I told him when things were rough with me and when he left me out of a place, I told him, I said, bro, they say you had to find a hero in the industry. I told him, I said, you're my hero, right? So that being said, I'll hand over to him now. Let him take it away, and I'm ready to take notes. Let's rock and roll, bro. Let's go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Balmesh, for the edification. Sorry, I was closing off one call and making sure that I can listen on this call. But firstly, let me give it back to Rajesh Persad. Raj is
not on the call, actually. Raj is not coming on. What happened is he's presenting.
No problem. No problem.
He said you take it away. He said
yeah. No problem. I still want to edify him, because Raj is an individual that I spoke to when we were in Jamaica, and I said, Raj, you're gonna do some big things in the industry. Just stay with the process, stay with the journey. And he's very, very passionate, very, very clear about people he wants to help. Keep it very practical, keep it very to the point. And when you're under people who are committed, it's already half your battle, and whatever I can do to serve any organization. This is not directly in my organization, but whatever I can do to serve, I'm here to serve the company, right? And so Balmesh also is an individual that I see. He wants to serve others. He has stepped up to do this. There are not a lot of people who have the capacity to do it, and then it's the willingness to do it, and he has both. And so therefore, as he is growing, he is pulling you up at the same time, which means that he is wanting to multiply his influence by helping others. I want to keep it very, very simple and share with you what I believe. I was asked to share in the 5 levels of leadership, and I'm going to apply it to the company, right? Now, the very first thing is that in this business, you have 2 ways that you can win in the business, right? Basically, when you came in, a lot of you don't even know that this is an actual industry, right? In network marketing, these opportunities were created for people to have part-time income. There's an audio by Jim Rohn called The Magic of Part-Time. Go listen to it. The Magic of Part-Time, right? So I want you to understand when you start this off, the goal is not necessarily for you to go full-time. Some people will turn it into their career, right? And yet you may go full-time, but most of us start off with this where we go part-time. Now, one of your first goals is to take your part-time income and for it to at least pay a bill, right? Pay a bill. Let me ask you this. Put in the chat if what you earn from this business could pay at least one bill. Put 1 in the chat. Put 1 in the chat. Because you're invested into a business for you to be profitable. So put a 1 in the chat if you could pay at least one of your monthly bills, right? From the business, one of your monthly bills. That should be one of your first goals. That should be one of your first goals. You may have a phone bill. could be about $300 a month. So you're earning in this business, and your business is able for you to pay your monthly subscription, or what you call your overheads. If you're running a Subway, you'll have to buy bread and salad stuff and all the meats and napkins and sauces. Those are overheads to run the business. Your overheads to run your business here would be your internet, your phone bill. Remember, if you register this as a business, these are write-offs. These are write-offs. If you're going to take this as a serious business, when you pay for your internet for your home, if you have a home-based business, talk to your accountant, you can have write-offs here, because now the internet is not just for personal use. You're running your business from home. I have an office. I have a computer, I have a printer. That's not just for fun. That is to run my business, right? So I'm not doing these things because I want to look at, shoes online. These are business purchases. If you're going to be an independent business owner, understand that you're making a switch as an employee. So when you make these purchases, you're going to run your business. You are setting yourself up for business. So one of the first things is you should do this business in a way where you could handle a bill, right? You can handle a bill. The second goal, write this down, is that you want to be able to match your paycheck or your current income. That's your first goal. Why? Because somebody's going to ask you, that thing that you're doing, is it working? You say, well, I've not become rich as yet, but I make part-time what I earn full-time. It's going pretty good. Let me ask you this. If you told somebody you earn part-time on this opportunity, what you work for full-time on your job, do you think they will be at least interested in what you're doing? Put a 222 if you think that will pique their interest. I earn part-time what I work for full-time. Do you think that will pique their interest? It will. It will. You can write this down. Results is the best advertisement or promotion for your business. Results. The best advertising. You don't have to sell. Just get some results. Think about this. Somebody said, well, Luke, how's that how's that trading thing working? Say, well, I haven't really gotten wealthy off of it yet, but at least we covered our family vacation from it. Do you think they would at least be interested in looking at what you're doing if you're able to cover something that they may want to do? I'm able to cover my family vacation through this trading. I'm able to cover my family vacation through this e-commerce. So one of the first things is to earn part-time what you work for full-time. One of the third goals you should have is to earn twice from your part-time what you work for full-time. I want you to do this for me. The number you earn right now monthly outside of this business, from your job, from your business, what you pay yourself, whatever you earn per month, I want you to multiply that by 2 and write it down. So if you earn $10,000 a month, TT, you multiply it by 2, that means you write down 20,000 TT dollars. All right? 20,000 TT dollars. So if you earn $7,000 a month, you multiply by that 2, $14,000 a month. So watch this. One of your third stories should be, you say, well, Luke, how's that thing working out? Well, I haven't gotten multi-millionaires yet, but at least I earn part-time what I work for every 2 months. Do you think somebody's going to be interested in looking at what you're doing part-time if your part-time income is twice your monthly income? Put a 444 in the chat if you think you're going to pique their interest if you have those type of results. Good. So tonight, right where your computer is, right where your phone is, I want you to write those numbers and I want you to use them as some goals. One, let me cover a bill from my trading. Don't start with big, gigantic goals. When I was buying my first property, my uncle said, don't start with no $1 million property. Start with a property around $500,000. That was good advice. Don't try to buy in one of the uppity areas on your first property. Start with a fixer-upper in the country. That's what I did. Yes, you can have a vision of a big ending, but you got to start with smaller goals. And it doesn't mean you're thinking small. But when you learn to be faithful in the little, it builds your character to be steward over many. If you don't go through little goals, you will not build the capacity to manage or to handle bigger goals. Life is progressive. Nobody goes from birth to teenage. We will look at them as something funny. They will be deformed. We do not want to see a child go from birth to teenage years. We want to see that child go through toddler stage, childhood. We want it progressive. We understand that about growth. It's progressive. So in your life, while you're withdrawing from your trading, you should have practical, progressive goals. I know you want to be a millionaire, but start off being 100 in your part-time income. 100. Then be 1,000 in your part-time income. Then you could be 100,000. Then you could be a millionaire. Would you like to know what my part-time income did for me? What I used to earn every 2 years became my monthly income. Would you like to know what I do part-time? That's my true story. That's not just a story. That's my true story. What I used to earn every 2 years became my monthly income. How many of you would like that story for yourself? Put 555 in the chat. Put my 555 in the chat. You want that story for yourself. You're listening to me, and if I impart to you what I did can happen for you. That's the beautiful thing about this tonight. What I did can happen for you. So let me give you now the 30,000 feet view of growing in this industry, and might I say growing in any industry. I got this from David Imonitie. By the way, I can show you pictures. Let me show you this. I'm going into some personal stuff here. I know we are live somewhere on one of those social media platforms, but don't worry. I live life transparently, and I'm going to show you this because sometimes people think it happened overnight. I lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the time. I was doing college, probably doing my master's, I think first when I met David. And then at that time, I was in the company, but not in his group. And he met me in one of the market meetings, and he invited me out with his team to go have dinner. Look at the date, 7 years ago, March 22nd, 2013. Look at the date. Look at the date. At that time, I'm earning probably less than $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And David is showing me on his phone what he's earning. At that time, he's earning $2 million plus a year. Picture is very special to me. I want to encourage some of you guys. It may not happen overnight, but one night it's going to be over. You did it. You're multiple 6, multiple 7-figure earner in the industry. You commit to the process. I'm going to show you the process. You commit to the process. You know why people quit? They don't have long-term vision and a great sense of purpose for why they're here. That's why people quit. But when you're getting married, you are asked to say vows. And in some of those vows, they said, Luke, would you take this woman, Rachel? Where are my pictures? They be moving all my pictures. Let me show you my wife. I might have it on here. I want to show you one of my pictures. What did I do with my pictures? 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me.
I was gonna ask you, your background real change up the office.
Yes, that's my wife.
I was looking at that a couple days ago in one of your videos.
Yes, what I do part-time has allowed me to do this.
Love it. Let's go.
Well, the truth is, if I showed you all weeks ago, my entire house was flooded out. I didn't post it because I realized that when you have a wealth mindset, you don't share problems. You don't feel the urge to share problems. Anyway, my office is turned over, and there's one picture I wanted to show you. My wife was pregnant with my daughter, but I'll get it. Everything is all over right now. Books everywhere. But this is what I'm saying here. It's going to be a journey. Do you realize when the couples are getting married, well, at least in the Christian faith here, I've been a part of so many weddings, and they have done vows. And it says, would you, Luke, take this woman, Rachel, to be your wedded wife, to have and to hold, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death us do part? That means if you're going to go into this thing, even before you live one day as a married couple, they're telling you it could have times that you have plenty, and there are times that you will have little. You know, you can't disagree at the altar and think that you're going to have a successful marriage. You see, the wedding is a day. The marriage is the seasons ahead. And what people do is they get excited for the wedding of business, but they never really think about the marriage of business. Weddings are just a day. She hasn't frustrated you on the wedding day. She's going to do everything nice. He hasn't tried to kiss you with bad breath on the wedding day. He's going to brush his teeth. He's going to hang up all of his clothes when he's finished with it. He's not going to leave the toilet seat up. It's the wedding day. Who knows what I'm talking about? Put 222 if you understand. The wedding day is perfect. Everybody celebrates you. And a lot of people, when they come into business like every day is going to be the wedding. No, I love to have a happy marriage, but I got to tell you, when you sign up for business to have and to hold, and you make a covenant, you have to be prepared for sickness and in health, for richer and for poorer. And some days it's going to feel like you're on your deathbed. But when you commit, you commit. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when you saw me there with David, I'm not making any money, real money in this business. Watch what happened. I actually have these things journaled, right? At that dinner, David gave me some instructions. Watch this. I have it written. Thank God I took pictures. He gave me instructions and he said, go do this. He actually wrote down a structure. And look at the date. Do it in 30 days. The rank at that time in that company was Sapphire. So he drew it out and he said, go do it in 30 days. Now, watch this. I notice that when I look up recipes, right? A recipe. Watch this. Let's look up for a recipe, right? All right, I'm going to look up for a recipe. Watch this. Recipe for black cake. Christmas is coming up. Let's look. All right. Y'all see my screen? Y'all not see my screen. You seen it now. Recipe for black cake. All right. You ready? I'm just clicking on the first one. I'm going to show you something about a recipe. Now, you ready? Make sure you're paying attention. Trini black cake is what I want to bake. I want you to write this down in your notes. Begin with the end in mind. I'm going to teach you from things that you do every day and you don't know you are obeying laws of success. A coach cannot help you if you don't know what you want to. What's the end? What you trying to make? What you trying to cook? What's the picture you're trying to create? When I'm looking for a recipe, I have to put in the end so I can get the process. You can't get the process if I don't know what the end is. The process is designed by the end. The path or the price is determined by the end. You say, well, look, I want to buy a wedding ring. Well, until you tell me what kind of ring, what's the size of the diamond, what's the clarity of the diamond, what's the cut of the diamond, even if it's a diamond, until you determine what you want, I can't give you an idea of the price. So there's the end. I hope you wrote that down, beginning the end in mind. Watch this. It also has ingredients. Write this down. Any rank, any goal that you're going to go after in this business, there are going to be ingredients to that success. These are things that you have to have. Now, ingredients in a recipe are like characteristics or disciplines or values to the things that you want to build in this business. These are certain ingredients for your success. I'm going to give that to you. Now watch this. Preparation. Hey, you want to succeed? You're going to have to prepare to succeed. Now watch this. The preparation are instructions. Write that down. I'm not just going to get ingredients. I'm going to get instructions. Now watch this. You got to learn to follow instructions when you want the recipe for success in anything. It's not just having the right ingredients. If you're poor at following instructions, look up any recipe. Cooking is very easy for people who could follow instructions. You must have to like it too. But anybody who could follow instructions could cook. And I love to cook. And I realize all you have to do is learn to follow instructions. So I'm going to show you here. When David Immunity gave me that, what happened? The very next month, he came back into the town because I was living there in Miami and David was living in Houston. And he would fly in once a month. Watch this. I have all these pictures. Right? I want to show you this. Bear with me here, just pulling these things up. Watch this. He comes into town and he calls in front of the room all the brand new sapphires 30 days after. And I walk up in front and he's congratulating me. He told me, he said, you did it. You went and you followed the instructions and you got the exact results I told you were going to get. I can show you some more instructions he gave me. I went and I followed it and I did it. And he came back in town. He congratulated me again. This was also an instruction he gave me. I hope you're seeing this. He said, Luke, go and experience where you want to go. He said, go there before you get there. Go and drive the new car. Go and smell the leather. Who can tell me what type of car that is? Put it in the chat. Let me see if you know your cars. You tell me what type of car that is. Let me give you this view to it here. You can tell me what type of car that is. Huh? All I can tell you is that it went 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3 seconds. You felt like a rocket ship hit from behind, picked up the car, and start carrying you. A beast, an absolute beast. Look at what you're dealing with here. Anybody who likes cars, I'm gonna just tell you this. This was an experience. Now, you ready for some instruction? Look, I'm gonna give you. Who wants the recipe? I'm telling you, this is things you do every day. Who wants a recipe? Put 222 in the chat. You want the recipe? I'm gonna give you the recipe. I'm gonna teach you exactly what I was asked to teach you, but I'm breaking it down so you understand. I went through the process. I don't want you to quit because you're not making money in the business. Come on. Look, do you know there are couples who want to have children and they try the first time, they don't have children? What do? You don't quit the process. When you have stayed in so you can build your mind for success, prepare the soil of your mind, get ready to win. Let me tell you something. When you get to that place, the markets can't stop you. You will command a certain level of income based on your growth. Watch your skill and your belief, mindset and skill set combines for that level. You will command a certain type of income because of the person you become. So what people do is people abort the process of growth too early because the money that they desire isn't coming in fast enough. But what they don't realize is that my level of personal growth is what determines my level of income. Business is different. You can slack off on the job and still get a salary. You can't do that here because here exposes you more than the job. If you don't do the work here, you don't get paid. So people don't like that because there's no guarantee like the job. The job is a guaranteed salary. I'm not saying that everybody who gets a salary slack off, but I'm just saying it is possible to slack off and get paid because it's a guarantee. And you put in the time, whether you were working or not working, you just have to put in the time. Over here, you have to grow. It's not just putting in the time. This is not prison. You're not getting points for doing time. Two things David and Monitia told me to work on. Write them down. Number one, belief. If you're not a part of Belief Nation right now, what are you doing? I'm trying to show you the person who taught me in this industry right now. I'm a multiple six-figure earner heading to seven-figure, Next year is going to pay me multiple seven-figure. Why do I know it? Because I'm putting in the time to become it. Before you make millions, you have to become a millionaire. I'm talking US dollars here now. We're not talking TT dollars. We're talking US dollars. Before you attract millions, you have to become a millionaire. You are a human being, not a human doing. You have to be, and when you be that, you will do differently, and when you do differently, you will have differently. Be, do, have. I must become, then I will do differently. When I do differently, I will have differently. If I want to have something that I don't have now, I'm going to have to do something that I never did. And for me to do what I never did, I'm going to become somebody that I never was. Begin at the end of mind, understand the process. So when you put the emphasis on becoming, that is what triggers the process for you to possess something different. I'm taking my time on teaching you because the key here is not information, it's transformation. After speaking to your heart, your mind, your spirit. This is not a drive-through mentality of just tell me what to do. Press buy or press sell. The problem is you can make money in minutes, but you do not become a success in minutes. It's a process. If you got pregnant tonight, the woman, it's going to take 9 months. Do not ask God for a miracle so you can get it in 3. Those miracles don't make sense. Why? Because it violates the law of order. Some things must happen first before other things happen. That's a law of order. Divine law. God created the environment, then he created living things. If he created living things and then he created the environment, by the time he created the environment, the living things would have been dead things. Why? Because the living things needed an environment to survive. So you got to put it's called divine order. Environment first, then living things. So if you want something to live in your life, you've got to build the environment fit first. Money does not live in a lot of people's life because money wants to leave that life as quick as it can because the environment causes it to die. There's no budget. There is no plan. There's no vision. There's no delayed gratification. So money leaves that life quickly. There's no environment to keep it and keep it multiplied and keep it saved. So money stays far away from those type of lives. There's not an environment for it to prosper there. The Secret of a Millionaire's Mind. Go get the book. The Secret of a Millionaire's Mind. Go get the book. By T. Harv Eker. The Secret of a Millionaire's Mind by T. Harv Eker. All right. I haven't even gotten into the 5 levels of leadership. Hopefully you can hang with me. Am I boring you or you getting some good stuff? Put from 444 if you're getting some good stuff. I have some good stuff for you. I have some good. Look, I'll ask Raj if I could come back on here, but look, I'm gonna give you all some good stuff. Like no joke around stuff. This is stuff people pay a lot of money for. And that's not to put a feather in my cap. I know.
I'll sit all night. I'm sitting all night. Who's with me? Who's with me? All night till morning. Let's go. Let's go.
So look, I want to hear from this group that you're covering some bills from your part-time income. Start with 1. Don't go too big first, right? Then I want to hear somebody saying, I'm earning part-time what I work for full-time. Come on. When I get that story, we're going to blow that up big, big, big time. Then I want to hear stories that people are earning twice part-time what they work for full-time. Now, that's going to be some big stories. And then you're going to have people who are retiring. That's going to be huge. Remember this, facts tell, but stories sell. If you create more stories in your organization, more people will come to join. Don't try to convince with facts. Create stories, real life stories. Just give you a big nugget there. Now, when you get started in this business, you're going to hit a rank. Or a position. You're seeing the glare there, right? Let me type it out for you. You're going to hit a position. When you hit that position, we're going to celebrate you. Your face is going to go on a flyer. You did well with your trading. You did well with your building. And when you hit that position, you're going to get celebrated because people are going to respect you because you have done something. You have accomplished something. You have attained. At this level here, people are going to listen to you because they have to. It's like you join a job, you hear this is a manager. That person has a position over you. You're going to listen to them. Director, executive manager, vice president. You're going to hear these people have ranks. This is your boss. This is your shift manager. This is your department head. They have a position, right? And at that level, you're going to operate off of rights. Off of rights. People are going to listen to you because they have to. Now, let me give you this. While it is good for you to hit ranks, I want you to know this, that position is the lowest level of leadership. Look, what do you mean? Even a chairman 750 cannot lead everybody just with the rank. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how amazing your accomplishments are in any one area of your life. People are not just going to move when you say to move because of your position. There are people who are CEOs and people march at their orders on the job, but they come home to an 8-year-old and they can't get the 8-year-old to clean up their room because their position or rank at work does not influence their 8-year-old at home. Understand influence. There's a wisdom about influence. So while you hit your rank, never try to lead people from a place of position only. I'm going through this a little bit faster, but I want you to get this, right? You want to get to the place where you get to level 2, which is the level of permission. Watch this. This level is relationships. All right? What does that mean? People will follow me because they want to. Watch this. When you hit your rank, get to know the names of the people you're leading. Put some time into relationship building. Invite them for coffee. Do a lunch together with the team. Remember birthdays. Somebody didn't show up on the call, give them a call. I didn't see you on the call. How things going? Talk to people about their family before you talk to them about their subscription. Uh-oh. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to be a class act of a leader, put an emphasis on relationships versus accomplishments. Some people are task-oriented. Others are relationship-oriented. You have to have a balance, but I'm telling you this, especially in the condition that the world is on, you must have a greater slant on relationships versus task, because you have to pick up on the season the world is going through. When people are distant, what happens? They get cold. Warmth, relational warmth. So leaders must lead more in a way to provide warmth in relationship for others. It will be unwise for you to lead task-oriented in a condition like this, situational leadership. You have to read the situation of the world. People are under more pressure, family-wise, relational-wise, at home. So you have to be the type of leader who will come and warm them up, speak life into them, hope into them, inspire them, become a person who is highly inspired so you can be an inspiration. Work on relationships. There are books at this level. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. 25 Ways to Win with People, John C. Maxwell. Go get those books. 360-Degree Leadership, John C. Maxwell. Go get those books. 25 Ways to Win with People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. 360-Degree Leadership. Go get those books. It will help you on building relationships. Anybody who becomes a leader that people cannot outfriend you, you will build a long, sustainable, profitable business. The person who gets really good at maintaining good relationships will do very well in network marketing. Before I was in David Immuniti's organization in this company, I was not even in his business in the last company. I was in the company, but not in his business. He never gave me less than he gave the people who were directly in his business. Very good at relationships. Lo and behold, I didn't know there would be another company. Where am I? In his business. Why? He was a master at building relationships. He gave himself permission to lead me. Why? Because he emphasized on relating well. Number 3, watch this. Because now you're growing in influence. So if you want to just move from position to permission, what do you have to start working on? Investing in relationships. Watch this. Number 3. Production. How would you grow in your influence with people? Production. And that comes with personal production. People see you now creating results for the organization. Results. So it's not just rights, not just relationships, but now results. You will increase your influence with your team when you can create results. Personal results. You say, hey team, this month we're going out, everybody to recruit 6. I'm going to give you a formula for numbers when you're recruiting if you want to go chairman 10. Remind me to do that as I finish this. I know it's 10:16. I don't like to rush information, because in teaching, the goal is not to just spurt out everything you know. I'd rather do another session than to just jumble up everything. You understand what I mean? Personal production. You say, guys, we're recruiting 6 this month. You make sure you go do it. You're leading by example. People have confidence in you when you know how to show the plan and you can all communicate effectively. People will, when you know how to explain how to use one of the tools in trading, they will bring people to the call. Why? Because you could create results. You know how to do a call. You know how to do a 3-way phone call. You know how to close prospects for them. You know how to teach people how to invite. You know how to teach people to take a trade. You could call a session and say, guys, listen, take the trades at your own risk, but this is how I take trades. And you do a session, people win 2 or 3 trades. When you can produce personal results, you will increase your influence with others. Now, this is where most people fall off the boat. Let me let you see me. I tell you this, most people don't go to level 4. It's tough. It's tough because it's one thing for you to create personal results, but most people don't know how to help other people create personal results. And let me say this, if you want to be a class act of a leader, you'll have to ask yourself, do I really love to see people win? You'll have to be a leader, watch this, who is driven from the heart. You have to ask yourself this. No, I'm telling you, they're engineers. You see people who are like engineers? They're people who, when they figure out a process, they know how to do it on their own, and they don't really work in team context, not because they don't want to, but just because they work by themselves. They did not grow up in a context where they have to teach others to win, because everybody just depended on them to do that job. So a lot of times they don't know how to inspire others to do a good job. So not everybody, this is a skill you will have to learn. Some people can play cricket well, they don't know how to teach others to play cricket well. Not every good player makes a good coach. It's a different muscle. The muscle of leadership is a muscle of empowering others, not showing how good you can do it. I see so many leaders try to show how good they are, and they don't realize That does not empower people just by showing people how good you could do something. You have to learn the art of inspiring, lighting other people's candle, empowering them, speaking them into the person that you see them, lifting their heads, giving them opportunities, walking with them. First, let them see you do it. This is how you want to raise leaders. Let them see you do it. That means you model. You model. Let them do it with you. That means you motivate. You motivate. Let them do it and you look on and coach them. You mentor. You mentor. Let them do it. Release them. You monitor. You monitor their growth. So first you model. They must look at you do it. Then you motivate. Let's do it together. You mentor, you do it, and I look at you do it, and then I monitor, you do it. And I stay in touch. I support, I encourage you. That's what you want to do with your people. Level 4 is called people development. This is the book I want you to go get. Developing the Leaders Around You by John C. Maxwell. People development. This is not an easy level. That's why most people don't get there. Right? This is the level of replication. Look, some of you all don't understand how much money you can make in this business. I'm gonna show you an example of this. Watch this. The light here. You guys, let me see if I can bring it closer. All right, you can see this, right? Watch this. Balmesh alone doing 6 presentations a week by 4 weeks is 24 presentations a month. All right? If Balmesh has 5 qualified prospects in each of those presentations, that means every month Balmesh is presenting to 4 5s are 20, 2 5s are 10, and 2 is 12. That means every month Balmesh is presenting to 120 people on average. If 1 out of 10 gets started, that means Balmesh's presentations will get at least 12 people to get started. This ring light is in the way. You guys getting those numbers, right? If Balmesh keeps doing presentation, he may get 2 out of 10 to get started. So instead of 12, he may get 24. If Balmesh gets even much better, he gets 3 out of 10 to get started. Watch this. 36 will get started with off of his presentations that month. Now watch this. When you get to people development, Balmesh alone cannot grow a large organization if he alone shows the presentation 6 times a week, 4 weeks per month, 1 out of 10 ratio, 12, 24, 36. Now, why does your ratio increase? Because if you keep doing it, you get better. Now, we build 3 legs of business. 1, 2, 3. If all Balmesh did after this training was develop 1 person in each leg who will do the presentation 6 times a week with him, not the same presentation. Balmesh is doing 6, and he has 1 person in each leg doing 6. That's 4 people doing 6 presentations a week. So instead of, if all of you are doing 1 out of 10, instead of 12 getting started, watch this, you will have 48 getting started. If you guys get better, you go 2 out of 10, 96 getting started. All right? 3 out of 10 is what? 24. 2 4s are 8 and 2 10. No, what am I doing? 24 by 4, 36. 6 4s are 24. 2, 3 4s are 12, and 2 is 14. 144. All right? 144 getting started. Thank you, Joanne. Brain not working. All right? So watch this. Balmesh alone could do 36. But if Balmesh does people development, the same effort, without him doing more by developing others, his numbers go to 144 new people coming in that month. If 144 new people come in that month, what rank do you think Balmesh would hit? Put it there. What rank would he hit? Let me tell you what rank he's going to hit. You all know your numbers, right? P2000 is 75. P5000, Anthony, you are right. He's going to hit P5000.
Daddy, you want some coffee?
No, son, I don't want any coffee, but Daddy's in the middle of a training. Thank you.
See you right there.
All right, I know. You need to close the door. Daddy's finishing a training.
I'm taking off this.
So watch this, guys. Watch this. Do you know that what is true for Balmesh is true for you? Any of you on this call that gets the discipline of doing a presentation 6 times a week, 4 weeks per month, and develop 3 people in your business to do it with you, anybody does that, they go P5000. Who's ready to go P5000? Who's ready for extra 5,000? Look, I am giving you all, look, this is no gimmicks, you know. It's numbers. This is numbers. You don't need a lot of people. You need a few disciplined women and men. The reason why I put women first, because I just find women these days are taking things with business more seriously. I tell you all honestly, you get a good group of strong women entrepreneurs, it is done. These women are not playing. Now watch this. Let me show you where this thing gets crazy. Balmesh develops 1 in each leg. You talk people development, eh? But what if Deborah, let's say Deborah is 1 in the leg. What if Deborah goes and she wants to go P5, so she develops 1 in each leg who's doing the presentations with her? Because she wants to go P5. And let's say Anthony is one of them in the leg, and Anthony decides that he's going to develop 1 person in each leg to do the presentations with him. And let's say Joanna is one of them, and Joanna says, well, I'm not getting left out of this P5000 party. I'm going to develop 1 person in each leg to do presentations with me. Do you realize that without Balmesh doing more presentations a month, he's still doing, watch this, 24 presentations for the month. He has not increased how much presentations he's doing, but he has increased how many presentations the team is doing. By what? People development. This thing is amazing. At this level here, Balmesh is going to go chairman 50. Because anybody who does this here is what you call, they will hit P1000 running into P2000. This type of production by yourself will get you to P1000. But once you develop 3 people, you will now go P5000. You'll have about 3 P2000s, right? Anybody's free to do this. It has nothing to do with where Balmesh is in the organization. Anybody come off this call tonight and say, I'm going to do it first, and then I'm going to train 3 people in my team, 1 in each leg to do it. There's nothing in this company to stop yourself from going and get that money. Anybody could go and do it. That's what I love about network marketing. People say the people at the top makes the most money. Where you are becomes the top if you start to work, because a whole lot of people will be under you. Anywhere you are placed in network marketing is a top. And they will always say the top makes the most money. The reason the top makes the most money is not positioning and timing, it's work. Because if you get a position and you do no work, nobody's going to be under you. If you get a position, you go to work, it will have thousands of people in your organization, then people will say, he at the top. It's the work. I know plenty of people came in this organization early and they don't make no money. But when you don't make money, when you don't do work, you don't become a top. The last level is what I gave you all there. Anybody, what I gave you all there just now with presentations and the numbers, if anybody takes that and run with it, don't come back and thank me. But I'm telling you this, if you do that, it is going to deliver like, you see, like when you're cooking curry, you must start with hot oil, garlic and onion and your pepper. Like you don't do anything else. Like every time that is what you do, that's how that thing works. It smells the same way. It's a formula. That's how you cook this duck. Boom. That's how you start. This is how I know this is exact. It will produce the results. The last step, 3% of all leaders reach here. It's called pinnacle. And this is a level of respect. People will join whatever you're doing because you're involved. Your name goes before you. Your name goes before you. People just hear your name and they say, I'm involved. I know what he stands for. I know his integrity. I know what he does. And I'm involved. All right? So watch. After you all get all of this information, let me say this to you. The information, the receiving of the information doesn't put the money in your pocket yet. Even when you're a good student, you take good notes, you listen well, after the class is finished, you go and you watch your back office, nothing happened to your volume, nothing happened to your pay quicker, nothing happened to your trading account. Life rewards action. I have to tell you all the truth. Life rewards what? Action. Do not be a hearer only, but be doers. If you hear only, your business will be like a house that is built upon the sand. When the winds come, the floods, rain beat against it, it will crumble. But if you hear instructions and you do it, your business will be built on the rock. Yes, the rain will come, the challenges will come. It will try your business, but in the end, your business will stand strong. Increase your influence and leadership by these 5 levels and watch your organization grow. That's all I have for you guys tonight. It's been, see the man with the plan. I talked about you early on the call. Mr. Rajesh Persad is an individual I respect. He's a genuine man. I wouldn't say anything to him now that I don't say to him in private. And this organization is, watch this. It don't take a lot of people to make the decision tonight for you guys to break chairmans in this organization. It's never everybody. It just need a few good women, few good men on this call. Sometime in your life, you have to decide that your story is worth being read. A lot of you like to read other people's story, and you don't feel your story is worth reading. But you see, the day you get up, the air will feel different, and something inside you will tell you, It's time for people to read my story. You see, when you start to own this thing and you make that deep internal decision, we won't be able to hold you back. You don't have to live in anybody's shadows. Take the instruction, go run with it. I don't like to do training and just be an inspiration. I want to know 1 month from today, I could talk to Raj and Balmesh and say, what transpired? Did Deborah really go and do it? Did Anila do it? Tell me what happened after the call. I know they were fired up, but how do we measure the effectiveness of this boot camp? How do we measure the effectiveness of the information you get? It is measured by the fruit. It's not measured by how good notes we took and how good listeners and did everybody show up. It's going to be measured by the fruit. So I don't want to hear it was like we got fired up on the call. If that's all I wanted to hear, then I did this call for me. I want 30 days from today, brand new P1000s. Go get it done. Do it for your last name. Do it for yourself. Do something for yourself this Christmas. Put your head down. Don't quit. And give me 30 days straight. Make your money in the markets. Go build this thing. Give me 30 days straight. Don't give me 90 days at a time. If you don't make the first 30, you could kiss the next 60 goodbye. Just give me 30. Give me 30. Consistent. Go build this thing. Go trade and make some money. And I promise you, I'll see you at the top. Not from the top, because you know what we say. The bottom is way too crowded. Raj, I see you on the call. I'm not too sure if to hand back to you. But God bless you. It's a privilege, pleasure being able to serve the organization here. And you know exactly how I think and feel about you. Can't wait to see you, Chairman 25 and above. God bless you. Right back to you.
I know Raj was on a call. I'm not sure if he's finished as yet. I know he hopped on here. Thank you so much, sir. I must say I'm super, super grateful. Really, really appreciate this. And I'm sure that everybody here, they appreciate this, really. I'm already seeing the messages coming in on WhatsApp. There's like, you'll have to call him and tell him that it's done, that I did it. I remember that story you gave, and I'm truly grateful to have your time. Man. Trust me, I learned so much every single day. I've taken a bunch of notes here, like a bunch of notes. And I don't just take the notes, at one point in time, I didn't know what to do with it, but I'm very certain now that I really know what to do with it. And I think at some level, you would have seen a little bit of me applying it at some level, You
did. I mean, I didn't think about it this way, but you did. We had a 4 o'clock in the morning call. I don't know what you were doing up at that time.
Oh, yeah.
You're going through what you're going through. We had a 4 o'clock. I pull out the whiteboard in the same way with the same Balmesh. Told Raj, I say, hey, I talked to Balmesh. I want to let you know. And, I always like to make sure be straight up with leadership. He says, no problem. We work together. Let's get it done. And he's on the right. He went and do it. That's it. He just went and do it. I'm telling you, any of you are free to go get this thing done. Nobody could stand in your way. When you make this decision, none of us could hold you back. You could go past all of us. One of you on this call could go chairman 50 before the end of the year, and I can't stop you. That's a God-given truth. You use those levels and you will see what happens. Worse yet, you got 15, 20 people to go do what I just showed you to do. It's over. That's why I tell you, people fall off and quit at people development because it'll happen overnight. So it's always a privilege to so. Raj, I see you back on. I know you had calls. I had calls going on the same time.
All right. I needed to stop doing what I was doing. I'm actually setting up one of my ex-students, a guy who I would have spoken to about his business in my first week, and he's actually ready to get on board now. I really see a serious-minded individual. So I had planned this call together with him and stuff like that. So now I have Naren on, but I needed to be on. I was on. I listened to it for a while because I had a presentation, and then I was on with this as well. So I was in and out, and I must say that I'm very happy and grateful. I mean, when Balmesh told me that he was speaking to you with respect to this, and then he told me, Raj, I have to tell you something. It's absolute fire now. Dr. Luke has stated that he will be on the call. I say, well, Balmesh, let's rock and roll. Because I know I know the value that you bring to this company as a whole, and I know that this whole education process and in terms of leadership and so on. I must tell you, Balmesh always speaks about even though he's always talk about the cross line, and I don't even feel about that is one of the things with respect to me and you.
Yes.
I don't even see it as a cross line.
Yes.
When I
Yes.
see I Am Mastery Academy, there are two individuals that I see first and foremost, and that is Gary and you.
Yes.
I told Balmesh, that he's very fortunate to have that relationship with you and all 41 individuals. Those of you who are on this call, I am telling you what you got here tonight. What you got here tonight, it's absolutely phenomenal. You go out there and you practice this, and you're good to go. The reality, as I tell people, is not everybody is going to do it. You can have all the information, but not every single person is going to execute. You have the information, but you gotta work. Irregardless of what happens in my life, I continue to work because I realize that in order to get out of my problems, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this. I have to have this, and I will continue to work irregardless of what. And we've got a phenomenal bunch of leaders. Dr. Luke, I'm happy and grateful again, and thank you for being on board. This is what we call servant leadership, and you are always there to assist. And I know one thing for sure, your boy Balmesh ain't gonna let you down. Balmesh is going to heights. All right.
All right. God bless you guys. No problem. Anytime.
Really, really grateful. I have the picture. I'll send it to them. I have the screenshot, the 4 a.m. call. Just like you have it with David and Manitia, I got it as well. I must say I'm really grateful. I don't know what I've done at what level to be able to get the time of Raj, and Raj is always there, and then you as well, Dr. Luke and Gary as well. It's phenomenal. It still blows my mind every single day. That's why when I come here, I might behave like a child in front of you guys, literally, because to know the support that I get from and I receive from you guys, I will do 10-folds and 100-folds and 1,000-folds more because of that. It has really lifted me up, And that's why today I started, as I said to the rest of the guys on the call, we are going to do some phenomenal things with that new series that I started, that I mentioned to the boot camp, And I see you all have put your names. We just have 2 spots left. Hopefully, I don't know, Dr. Luke on the call. I want to put him in the position. I want to put him in position tonight. What you all think? Put him in position to get him on one of those calls, one of those interviews. The interview was phenomenal. What days we have available? We'll make time available, right? What days we have available right now? So we have the next 20. I made them commit to the next, the rest of the month. That first interview today, it was absolutely phenomenal. I interviewed one of my downline business partner, my assistant, Anila Mohib. She's a Platinum 600 in my organization now, a dear friend of mine. And I really think that we impacted a lot of lives. Basically, it's just me interviewing and allowing them to share their story, get a platform now where they can come and share their story. It's not about me anymore.
Very good.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people. I know tomorrow is free, but I'm not sure if Dr. Luke is busy, if he has time. Tomorrow on the 26th. Tomorrow is on the 26th. Your availability.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can work the 26th now.
All right. So yeah, so basically we do it around like 2 p.m., but I give them between 12 and 5 p.m. anytime in between there. We can do it just like an hour interview, so that people get to know, they get to hear from people like themselves who have created some sort of success. They get to hear about some of the things that these individuals would have gone through.
No problem. I'll be there.
I appreciate that so much. So the 26th, that is done, right? And funny enough, the 25th, Raj is doing the 25th. So you see, frequency, right? And tonight, some of the things you said, sir, well, I mean, I always listen, I take the information. I'm sure these individuals on the call, they would have heard me say it many times. I have them plugged into Believe Nation. All these things, it's done. I simply listen, and I duplicate. Right now, I have them committed. They're doing the 10-day I believe challenge as well. I made them choose accountability partners and stuff, and they're actually doing that at this point in time. Well, I hope that everybody's doing. So guys, as Dr. Lutz said, and Rad said, and I always say as well, is that it just takes a decision. That's all it takes. It just takes a decision. There's nothing else I can say to add there. I want you to rest on that information. I want you to reflect. I want you to absorb what was said tonight, especially from him. You can just forget the part where I spoke, and just absorb that, right? That is so important. If you get that down, we're going to go to great heights. I really think at one point I was saying, I was thinking that I was like, wow, well, Dr. Luke is speaking to me. He was speaking to me, right? When I was listening to this, I was like, oh, this training is for me. And I'm sure that many of you felt like that. because you know why? Because the universe is making us ready. And here's what: when you are able to reach to that vibrational level, to that frequency, you will attract the mentor. I always tell you that you will attract the information that you need to go to the next level, right, guys? So again, Mr. Persad, super grateful as always, bro. You know, we're rocking and rolling, right? We are making big things happen for this organization. I always tell you, I'm gonna lift this empire. I'm gonna build this empire up. That's my goal, right? The empire is your organization, but I see it like my own as well. You know,
I'm grateful.
we're gonna build it up together.
Yes, we rock and roll.
Right. And thank you again, Dr. Luke. Most grateful. We'll link. We'll keep in touch. Really appreciate you all the time, brother. For taking the time to come here to teach your organization. Really grateful for that. Appreciate it.
God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. So God bless all of you guys. Thank you very much. We're gonna take some vibes and we're gonna rock out for the night, right? What's this song you all want to hear tonight? What's this song we need to rock out? There's one song.
I want Nothing Gonna Break My Stride. Nothing Gonna Break My Stride.
I'm not gonna say tonight. I feel we had to play that one, right? So give me 1 second. Let me just